What's going on, guys, and welcome to Early Media. My name is Earl. I only have one question. Does this shirt look as tight as it feels? It is a little baby shirt because I'm a little baby man. And today we're going to be discussing the top, well, I'm not sure how many facts I'm going to give you guys, but I'm just going to give you guys a couple of interesting facts that I feel like you should know about me before you hit subscribe. Yes, I'm not asking you to hit the subscribe button until you know what you're getting yourself into. Yes, we're getting you a sample portion of the delicious snack treat, and I want you to be so enticed and so enamored by the flavor of these facts that you're going to want to have a three-course meal and subscribe and continue to be a subscriber for years to come, hopefully. That's the goal. So, fact number one, this is indeed going to be a genre entertainment based movie channel. I really do enjoy movies. I love movies. I've loved movies ever since I was a kid. Some of my favorite movies go from really any genre. I love superhero movies. I love film noirs. I love romantic comedies. I absolutely love romantic comedies. The only genre that I don't really particularly like is horror. I don't really like to be afraid. That's why I don't like heights. That's why I don't like roller coasters. But besides that, though, I really love movies. Fact number two, which is kind of a good segue. Speaking of superhero movies, Marvel or DC? I gotta say, I really do love Marvel. I'm a Marvel fanboy. I'm not afraid to say it, not afraid to admit it. I have a Marvel bias, so if you can't roll with that, that's all good. But I gotta tell you, I'm always trying to be as objective as possible. But biases exist, or a bias will exist no matter who you are. It's impossible to be absolutely 100% objective. But at least by acknowledging the fact that I have a preference for Marvel, I can take that going forward. If I say do a Justice League review and try to put that in my back pocket, which I definitely think I can, because I do love movies first and foremost. But I think that what Marvel is doing is really great. I love the blend of action, comedy, and now with the Russo brothers, they actually have a sense of danger. You know what I mean? I feel like that was one of the big things I was missing in Age of Ultron. So I can talk and talk about all this stuff, but we will get into it eventually. So let me see. I got my facts, my notes here, right here. I'm trying to think of one that's good. Let me see. Let's roll with favorite director. My all-time favorite director right now. There's so many to choose from, but my favorite director right now, stylistically, is David Fincher. I've seen a lot of his behind-the-scenes work. Not that that would necessarily determine whether or not uh, I would pick one director over the other as, behind the scenes commentary, but I've seen how he goes about shooting a scene. I've seen how he goes about directing his actors, and I think it's just so great. He's just so meticulous. And then when you look at the shots um, that he captures, it just completely makes sense. It's completely worth it. I love his style. Um, I love how symmetrical it is. It's not as symmetrical as like a Wes Anderson, but it's very clean. Um, and I love the way his edits are. I love David Fincher. So on to something else, maybe something else that's movie based. Favorite movie of all time. Favorite movie of all time is definitely hard to say, but on any given day, because it's a little known gem that a lot of people don't know about, is this movie called Broadcast News. It stars Holly Hunter. Um, it's directed by James L. Brooks. Also, I think, who else is in that? Let me see. William Hurt is in it. Albert Brooks is in it. It's such a great, it's such a great movie. It really is. If you can check it out, please do. It's got great characters. It's got great humor. Um, and it really will teach. It taught me something about what to expect out of a relationship, um, romantically. So if you like to look at movies and learn something, which is probably the point, then you should definitely check that out. Let me see. What are we on? Number three now? Let me see. Favorite superhero movie. Favorite superhero movie would probably be the very first Iron Man, because I pretty much have 90% of that script memorized. 90% of it. Like, if you watch that movie with me and you look over to the side, you'll see my lips like moving along. And if you allow me to, I'll just go ahead and do the whole script. But I love that movie so much. I used to do high school projects and have it playing in the background, so I would have it on a constant loop, and it just internalized, and so I have that whole script down. Love Iron Man, love Robert Downey Jr., uh, love John Favreau. Great movie. Let me see. Fact number 5. Favorite TV show right now is, well, favorite TV show of all time, I guess we'll do 2 right here off the bat. Favorite TV show of all time right now is Game of Thrones. Um, I think what they've accomplished to have, to keep getting better each season. Well, they kind of fell off season 5 and 6, but up through season 4, it's just A+ work in my opinion. And what they were able to accomplish as far as like, creating this almost 4-quadrant appeal. Well, they definitely just transcended the genre. You know what I mean? They got people interested. Like my mom was interested in this, and she hates, fantasy, magic, and all that stuff. She really has no interest in it, and even she loves Game of Thrones. So Game of Thrones is probably one of my all-time favorites right now. But skipping on to number 2, interesting fact number 2, a show you guys should definitely check out is Donald Glover's Atlanta. I'm not sure if he wrote, how much of it he wrote. I know there's obviously a lot of different writers who work on TV shows, but Donald Glover's Atlanta is really good. That's what I'm watching right now. I'm probably going to do a review of episodes 1 and 2, and I think 3 is coming out in a couple of days or so. So I'll do that. But you guys should definitely check that out. It's a good show. Let me see here. Oh, this is a good one. My favorite YouTube channels. My favorite YouTube channels right now, number 1, the one I go to right off the jump, is Beyond the Trailer. I love Beyond the Trailer. Let me scratch that. Grace Randolph to me is just such a professional. I would even go as far as to say a genius in my opinion. Just the way that she conducts her interviews, the way that she can speak for long periods of time, the way she formats her videos by just speaking. I mean, obviously she always has her notes with her, but at the same time, I feel like it's a lot. It's really impressive to be able to, speak about topics without hard cuts, which is what most YouTube channels use, and to not trip over herself every other sentence. To me, is noteworthy, and I think it's pretty impressive. And I think she is just so knowledgeable, so hardworking. I love Beyond the Trailer. I love her commentary, even though a lot of the times I disagree with some of her reviews. And I know she gets into trouble for a lot of times for some of her opinions, but I really do respect her opinions though, and I do really appreciate her insight into Hollywood, because a lot of the stuff that I know about the movie business is because of Grace Randolph. So, and I think a lot of viewers feel the exact same way. That's why she's as popular as she is, because you just learn so much from that channel. I can talk all day probably about that. Number 2, for as far as favorite channels, is probably Red Letter Media. Those guys give really different really different reviews, which is refreshing. They aren't afraid to hold their punches. They aren't afraid to talk shit, and really just, don't hold back, because I think a lot of YouTubers there, I don't know, it's like as if they don't censor themselves with their opinions, as if they have nothing to lose. Like they're not like looking to someday get an interview with Kevin Feige or an interview with executive from like they just don't care. And I think it shows. But at the same time, they clearly have a great they clearly have studied film, and so they know what they're talking about, as far as structure and plot and character development, stuff like this. It's not like they're just shitting on movies. And at the same time, you can see they just, the reason it's fun. Like that's the thing, is like I feel like that channel embraces the fact that it's actually pretty fun to watch a bad movie and shit on it, and that's why they just love movies in general, because some movies are so bad that they can be good, and then you have like this lower level of shit that just is not enjoyable on any level. To me, unfortunately, Batman v Superman is in that group of just, I can't even, maybe if I try it again, enjoy it on like a level that's just, but some movies are so irritating you can't even do that. But But yeah, Red Letter Media, great YouTube channel. You guys should check it out if you haven't. If you love movie reviews and humor, dark humor. It is dark humor, but it's good. Um, Let me see. I'm gonna give one more interesting fact, and probably call this first video a wrap. Let me see here. Mm, let's do most anticipated movie. I'm really looking forward. Actually, up until and all throughout the year, my most anticipated movie was probably Suicide Squad, and whew, that turned out to be not the best. But now that that's passed, it's like, what do you have? I know a lot of people are looking forward to the new Star Wars movie. Um, I'm kind of excited about it, but not really. It's not, I don't have the same feeling that I did with Force Awakens. But I have to skip throughout this entire year. Honestly, the film I'm looking at right now is Homecoming, the next Spider-Man movie. I'm really excited about that. I love how diverse the cast is. Um, I love that new actor, Tom Holland. I think he was great in Civil War. And I'm just excited to see what they pull off with that because I know that Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to be in it. Um, they're skipping the whole uh, Uncle Ben death thing, and it's going to be high school focused. And I think that's just something that they should have done from the beginning. It's kind of strange that I mean, it makes sense that they didn't, but to me, especially after watching the Spectacular Spider-Man animated series, there's just so much drama, great drama there. And to really emphasize that what it's like to have all these strengths and abilities in the somewhat tumultuous environment that is being a high school student. So I think that's really great, and I'm really excited about that movie. So that's probably, I don't know how many interesting facts did I give you guys. It was probably about 7 or 8, but or something like that. Hopefully it's enough. But thank you guys for checking out the channel. If you like what you saw, if you like what I told you, please hit the subscribe button. I will be making videos every single day. Hopefully I'll have a review of Atlanta coming up soon. I want to do movie reviews. I want to do commentary on movie news. Pretty much anything. Anything you guys want to see, let me know. Like I said, we're going to be making videos daily. So please hit the subscribe button. You can follow me at Earl L. Marshall. And at Earl L. Marshall, and that's it. So thanks, guys.